Good evening, Anne.
Hi, Bhante.
Are you in Florida or Bhavana Society?
I am in Florida, but it has not felt like Florida lately.
It's been
We
cold
had some
down.
nice cold. Yeah, we had some cold stuff, like 3 times already. Really cold. But that's okay.
Yes.
Do you have a lot of snow on the
Mhm.
ground?
Uh, it's mostly melted now. Yeah. We did 2 days ago, but it's been fairly warm, so it's melted.
I hope to come back in a couple of months.
You're gonna come back up this way in a couple months.
Yes, yes. Glad
Okay.
you.
Even though now we're gonna go ahead and start, even though not too many people have joined yet, but it's 7 o'clock, so we'll start with the reciting Namo Tassa in the three refuges for those who want to join. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Good evening, friends, to this Wednesday evening Dhamma discussion and meditation practice. So I hope that most of you are able to receive the the mailing I sent out on Tuesday with the link to the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. How many out there that are tuned in right now were able to get that? Just raise your hand if you received that mailing with that link to the sutta. Only a few. Okay. So the topic that I've selected for 2 or 3 weeks to discuss is the middle path. Now, the middle path is often referred to as the Buddha's teaching. What did the Buddha teach? He taught the middle path. And there's many meanings of that and levels of the middle path, to understand. There's the outer middle path, referring to how one lives in the world, and then there's the middle path of the mind itself, and so we're going to try to explore both of those. But we're going to start out this evening by going over the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, or setting in motion the wheel of Dhamma. And I'm going to share that screen with you. Let's see if I can get it without some problem. Oh. Okay, there we go. Can you see that on your screen, the shared screen? Somebody say yes, no, maybe so.
Yes, Bhante.
You can see it? Okay, good. So anyway, this is the oh, what happened to it now? Oh, sorry, I stopped the meeting. Oh, I think I lost that.
I see the title part of it, the top part.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know if other people see it.
Oh, it's gone off of my screen now.
We can see it under the title. So you have
Here.
to move it down.
But I can't, for some reason, this is kind of messed up. I always have these problems. I don't have my tech expert with me. Oh,
Bhante, I believe you just need to go to your browser and you'll see it.
well, I don't see it in my browser. Wait,
Then you will open it.
I don't know.
So you probably have different windows open. And so go up to Windows and see if you can switch windows and possibly see it.
Where do you save it, Bhante?
What?
Where do you save it? Where do you have it? The sutta?
It's in my, I have to go back to my email.
Yeah. If you start over, maybe you
I don't
click
see how I
something.
lost. How come I'm not even on here now? Okay. Because I'd have to shut this down and then go to my email and get it back up again. And
Yeah.
Can I, if I find it, can I share it? I don't think I have.
uh,
Bhante, Alt
Wait a minute.
Tab.
Wait a minute. Here.
Pressing Alt Tab together switches between different windows you have.
Okay, now I have it.
There.
This thing's weird. Now, see,
Everyone
I
else
just
see
lost
it?
it again.
It's there. I
Where-
see it. Maybe you need to scroll down.
How did I?
Bhante, Zoom itself has two tabs sometimes, or multiple tabs. And so if you look on towards the top of the window, you might see something that says meeting, and
Yeah, I
then
do. I do.
Oh,
you
wow.
have to switch between those two.
Okay, now. But still, I can't. I'm not able to scroll this thing
Hmm.
back to my. Well, this thing is really tests your patience. Okay. Come on. Okay. Okay, now I can scroll, but see if I got all these pictures on the left that take away the screen, but if I try to remove that, that's when it disappears. Okay, anyway, so this turning the wheel of Dhamma. So this is the first discourse that the Buddha gave after he attained his enlightenment, and he had before attaining enlightenment, he had been meditating with his 5 ascetics, practicing austerities, but then he gave that up, and then he left those 5 monks who were practicing self-mortifications, thinking that was the way to enlightenment. So Buddha left them, went off on his own, and then sat under the Bodhi tree, and that's when he attained his enlightenment. But then he went back to teach them the Dhamma that he found. So this was at the Deer Park in Benares. So there the Buddha addressed those group of 5 monks because they were practicing the austerities, the self-mortifications. These 2 extremes should not be followed by one gone forth. That is the pursuit of sensual happiness and sensual pleasures, which you can read that on one hand, and the other extreme is the practicing self-mortification, which is painful and ignoble, and not connected to the goal. So the middle path, he's saying that one should, the 2 extremes, sensual indulgence and sensual pleasure, and the denying yourself any pleasure. And so, because, the sense pleasures will lead to more greed and then breaking the precepts and so on in order to pursue those sensual pleasures, or the denying oneself any kind of pleasure. And the Buddha remembered the pleasure he attained in the first jhana when he was a young child, and said, this kind of pleasure doesn't hurt anybody. It's not sense pleasure, because it comes from the deep in the mind, the piti and the sukha of the jhana. So it's not all pleasure is bad, but it's the sensual pleasures. That means thinking you can bring the outside world can bring you satisfaction and pleasure. But in pursuit of that, one will lie, cheat, steal, rape, pillage, and plunder, and get all caught up in the web of karma and suffering. So now the 4 noble truths. So the Buddha is going to explain the 4 noble truths. this particular translation is kind of lengthy and it has but basically it's the truth of suffering. So the first noble truth we all know is the truth of suffering. Birth is suffering, aging, illness, and death. Sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair are suffering. And that's the external suffering connected with the body and the mental suffering that goes along with it. And he says, union with what is liked is painful, and separation from what is liked is painful. Not to get what one wants is painful. In brief, the five aggregates of grasping are painful or suffering. So that's the way he defined the first noble truth. And so he's going to be explaining these Four Noble Truths in the three phases and the 12 modes and the three phases. So he says this pain of suffering, he's seen this pain of suffering. And wish I could read the rest of this, but I remove these pictures, it's going to disappear again. And anyway, he explains the Four Noble Truths. So the truth of the arising of suffering is the craving. You can read that. I'm not going to read all of this. And then the third noble truth is that this craving can cease by giving up the craving. And then the fourth noble truth is the path leading to the ending of craving, which is the Noble Eightfold Path. So we've gone over this many times in the past, so you all have learned this, understand this before. So then he says the true reality of pain, he sees this as regard to things unheard of before. There arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light. So that's the first of the three phases. So then he says, now this truth of suffering is to be fully understood. So people can see and understand suffering in one sense. And basically this is like the attainment of Sotapanna, where you get a glimpse of the Four Noble Truths, but it's not fully understood in one. And then it's the other, attaining the other stages of once returning and never returning, in arhatship, where it is to be fully understood. And then it has been fully understood in him, the Buddha. Or that's how one should, when one meditates on it. First one sees it, but then it only is fully understood in attaining the other stages of enlightenment. And again, this is in regard to things because these teachings weren't available before. The Four Noble Truths, the specific teachings of the Buddha, had disappeared, and the people were practicing mostly these forms of following the Vedas and practicing this self-mortification and so on. So the vision, knowledge, wisdom, true knowledge, and light So the vision would be like the attainment of the Sotapanna. Then the knowledge is the path knowledge. And the wisdom, true knowledge, and light. He kind of, just repeats these several times. These things have the same sort of meanings. And he says, this true relative pain has been fully understood. And he repeats those things. And then the pain, the origin of suffering is to be abandoned. And that has been abandoned. Is to be abandoned by attaining the paths and the fruits. And then when it has been abandoned, then one knows that it's abandoned. So you have to read these paragraphs. This particular translation is a little bit wordy, and there's other translations that it's kind of more simple. Should have used another one of the like Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation. These particular translators of this sutta, they like to use words, too many words. For the spiritually ennobled one, it's just it's for the noble disciple, basically. So, then again, for each of those Four Noble Truths and those three phases of it should be understood, should be fully understood, then it has been understood. And the cause of suffering should be abandoned, then it's fully abandoned. And then the same with the cessation of suffering. The cessation of suffering is understood. The cessation of suffering should be realized, and it has been realized, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering is to be developed, and it has been developed. So, the Buddha is giving this sutra, he's really giving the details of how to understand and to realize these Four Noble Truths, especially understanding it, then abandoning the causes of suffering, understanding suffering, abandoning the causes, and developing the way leading to the ending of suffering. So you can read this paragraph. So long as my knowledge and seeing of these Four Noble Truths as they are in their three phases and the 12 modes was not thoroughly purified, then he did not claim to be fully awakened to the unsurpassed perfect awakening. And then at the end of that discourse, one of those five ascetics attained Sotapanna. So that he had that vision, but he hadn't attained full enlightenment yet. So that's why the Buddha was saying that just the vision and just attaining Sotapanna, you get that kind of initial understanding, but then it has to be fully developed. And then only with the state of the Arhat, it has been fully developed. So first is understanding it, then it should be developed or abandoned, and then realizing that it has been developed, it has been, the cause of suffering has been abandoned, and there's no more renewed existence. that was one of the insights of the Buddha. Unshakable is the liberation of my mind. This is my last birth. Now there's no more renewed existence. So I'd encourage you to read the sutra if you haven't, and read it actually several times, because understanding those three phases, and that each of those three phases is repeated for each of the Four Noble Truths. That makes 12. Anyway, it can be a little bit confusing. But what I wanted to stress in this is this, the middle path refers to how we live in the world, and avoiding the two extremes of sensory indulgence. That means thinking our happiness, getting our pleasure from things that we see, smell, taste, hear, touch, and even think about, because these things are subject to impermanence. And so, also, or avoiding pain. So it's, in the world, basically it also means moderation. So it doesn't mean you have to give up all pleasure, but knowing that the sense pleasures lead to breaking the precepts if we get addicted to it. And that's what we can see, that it's the pursuit of sensual pleasures that causes so much of the suffering for individuals as well as the society. And a lot of society, especially the consumer society, they feed on that. They feed off of that. That's how they make their money. Having people get addicted to seeking pleasure, whether it's with the drugs, alcohol, or just pleasing their senses, because they've lost that deeper connection with happiness that we'll talk about later on. So the middle path basically of life is avoiding the extremes. Now, so the Noble Eightfold Path, that right understanding, is understanding these Four Noble Truths intellectually. And then understanding, and especially the Noble Eightfold Path. And then developing the right speech, the right intention, right speech, right action, avoiding that which causes pain, and cultivating the things that bring less pain and bring happiness by, developing all of the steps of the Eightfold Path: right speech, right action, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Of course, right speech, right action, livelihood, right effort, mindfulness. As opposed to doing the wrong intentions, giving up the wrong intentions and cultivating right intentions. The wrong intentions bring suffering. Right intentions reduce the suffering. And the same with the wrong speech, cultivate right speech. Giving up wrong action, cultivating right action. Giving up wrong effort or livelihood, cultivating right livelihood. Giving up the wrong effort, cultivating the right effort. And the Buddha explains all these things. And then the right, even the right mindfulness, giving up wrong mindfulness, developing right mindfulness, giving up wrong concentration, cultivating right concentration. Now somebody might ask, well, what do you mean, what is wrong mindfulness or wrong concentration? How can concentration be wrong? Well, a cat has a lot of concentration when he's watching a mouse, but his intention is to perhaps kill the mouse. So that's considered wrong intention. That means breaking any of the precepts is the wrong aspect. So if that wrong mindfulness, being mindful, a thief can be mindful, but his intent is to rob a house or to steal something. So because that intention to break the precept of stealing, lying, killing, of course, and other things is the wrong intention because it leads to more suffering. So all of the Four Noble Truths is about overcoming suffering. So it's our understanding the Noble Eightfold Path and using that to help avoid the negative actions that bring suffering, but mostly in our physical, the way we relate to people in society, using our body and speech in our livelihood. But it's hard to do that if we don't train our mind. And so we're going to be covering the mental aspects, next week. So this first, explanation of the middle path, of the Eightfold Path, avoiding the extremes in the world, and that bring suffering, and cultivating the things that bring less suffering and to bring more happiness, less fear, worry, anxiety. But that's the way we live in this external world. So I'm going to finish with this for this week, this explanation of the outer, sort of what I call the outer middle path. And next week we'll look at the mental middle path. So, but if anybody has any questions about this sutta or this what we've just been discussing, you could ask some questions about that. I see there's something in the chat box. So I'm going to stop sharing this now. Hope I can get back to my screen. Okay. So let's see what has come up in the chat box. I guess this is just, most of it is about what the problems I was having in the beginning. What does grasping fuel mean? Well, grasping is the strong clinging to things, which leads to taking action, creating karma, to obtain that object of our grasping. And it could be grasping at an object of pleasure, or it could be grasping at an object of pain, something that you don't like. So grasping things you don't like, trying to push them away or eliminate them, or the grasping to bring them to you. So bringing it to you through craving and grasping, or pushing them away through aversion and dislike. Those are the things that are the fuel, because when you create karma, breaking any of the 5 precepts, that's like the fuel, because that goes into our unconscious mind and strengthens the habits and strengthens the thoughts. And so that could be fuel that leads to more suffering, but it can also be fuel that leads to good qualities. So, the Buddha wasn't against forming attachments like to meditation and so on, because those, don't lead to so much suffering. Now they could if one goes about it in the wrong way. And that's why all the aspects of the Eightfold Path, right understanding and right thought, they have to go before meditation, because a lot of people just, they hear about meditation. Oh, I want to concentrate the mind. I want to get some power and think, but then because they don't understand the other aspects of the body and mind and the world, how the world operates, they can get into trouble with that. So that's why all of the Eightfold Path, and especially the right understanding and the right thought, have to be cultivated so that your meditation can proceed in the best way. So the grasping fuel means the karma, but it leads to becoming. Becoming, there's three things we talked about, three phases of the Paticca Samuppada: craving, grasping, and becoming. So that's the mental process that leads to creating karma. First, you have the desire for something, then you grasp it. Yes, I have to have that. And that includes planning and scheming and conniving. How are you going to get the object that you want or get away from the object that you don't want? And then when you make a decision about it, then you actually do that object, do some bodily action or speech. So that's the fuel. The fuel is actually the becoming. But the grasping precedes the becoming. So, again, this translator using these words, he likes to kind of overdo it sometimes and, make it more complicated than it needs to be. But basically it means creating the karma, which is the fuel. It's like gas in a tank. If you keep putting gas into your car's gas tank, the car is going to keep moving, right? But if you stop putting fuel in the tank, eventually the tank will run out of gas and it will stop. So the same way, when we create karma, that's what gives fuel for the ego consciousness, and which will keep going under through the rounds of birth and death until finally that fuel of karma accumulation is overcome. Is the term pain being used synonymously with dukkha? Yes. Pain, suffering, yes, it's synonymous, pretty much synonymous with dukkha. Okay? So does anybody have any questions they want to just ask by raising their hand? Okay, Juliana, you have a question, Juliana?
I do. Thank you, Bhante. Is grasping fuel the opposite of Nirodha? Is that kind of the parallel there, where Nirodha is kind of like the extinguishing of the fire, I guess is my understanding, or the...
Yeah, Nirodha means the cessation, and it refers to the consciousness. So it's the consciousness, the cessation of the ego consciousness and delusion stops the creation of more karma, which is the fuel. So Nirodha is the cessation of the defilements, the cessation of greed, hatred, and delusion, and which includes ultimately the cessation of the ego consciousness, which is the ultimate fuel. The karma that we've created is to satisfy the ego. And it's the ego that creating the karma. But it's not easy to let go of the ego right away. And we're going to be talking about that next week when we talk about the middle path of the mind. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Bhante.
Samir, do you have a question?
Yeah, can you Bhante, talk a bit about joy? And is that distinct from piti, or is that the same?
piti and joy is pretty much the same. Usually they call it piti and sukha are the Pali terms for rapture and joy. So rapture might be more the sukha. No, the rapture is more like the piti, and the joy is the sukha. Now, different translators might, exchange those meanings, but basically, they're usually, the piti and the sukha are the elements of the first jhana, piti and sukha, that come through, concentration. And we're going to talk more about that in the next talks about the mind. But it's because the mind is in the present moment. And so that's the real middle path is the mind being in the present moment. And you can reach that either through developing the jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, or the axis concentration, and through vipassana you also get piti and the sukha. So we'll talk more about that I think next week. Did that answer your question?
Yes, I think so. Can I ask a follow-up question to that?
Okay.
So it's not something that we seek out per se. It's something that is a resultant from the practice, as a function of the practice.
Yes, it comes through concentration. It's a different type of rapture and joy. It's not sensual. It's not joy that you get by seeing a long lost friend.
Yeah.
This joy is coming from the happiness of being free from guilt, worry, remorse, and fear, being free from the hindrances. And the mind is tuned in to a deeper vibration of consciousness, which is the present moment consciousness, which is gone beyond the past and the future. And this is what I'm going to talk more about next week. And what I've talked about many times already, but it never hurts to review and remind ourselves of these things because we tend to, it's easy to forget them.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, friends, if there's no other questions, then we'll take a few minutes break, then come back and do some breathing and stretching and get into the body and have our meditation practice, okay? Okay, so see you back in a few minutes.
I know, so that is, huh? Oh. Mukadder harikasın yani. When are you coming? Yeah, you were right. හෙට යනවා මෙහෙ. කොහෙද හෙට නිවාඩුද? හෙට තමයි සරත්තාන්ට ලෙන්න කිව්වේ. අද හන්දට තියනවා කිව්වා මේක. So yeah, 2 o'clock we are going to Sarastan. Huh? Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, friends, it took so long. I don't have anyone here to kind of help out with these things tonight, so a little bit longer dealing with tech issues. Okay, so let's try to stand straight. Relax the shoulders and arms at the sides. Just close the eyes. Feel your feet pressing the floor. Try to feel the height and weight of the body over the feet. Try to feel your eyes resting in the sockets. Feel that point on the eyes. Feel the outline of the standing body. And begin taking some 3-part breaths. Drawing the air from the lower lung up to the middle chest to the top of the lungs in the chest. Hold the air in for 2 seconds. Slowly breathe out. Take a few deep breaths like that, cultivating this mindfulness. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, standing here and now. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, standing here and now. Breathing in, feeling the whole body. Breathing out, feeling the whole body. Now combine this breathing with these movements, stretches. So on the next in-breath, raise the hands over the head, interlock the fingers. Turn the palms up, straighten the arms, stretch your head back, stretch up. Release the fingers, the out breath. Arms back to the sides, feel the air going out. As the arms come down. Again, the in-breath. Interlock the fingers, stretch up, bend back a little. Feel the arch in the spine. Out breath. Arms back to the sides, feel the air go out. Once more in. Stretch up, bend back. Feel the sensation. Out breath. Feel the air go out. The arms come down. Let's relax. Close the eyes. Keep feeling the body. Feel the increased sensations. Just remember the present moment of standing, letting go of your thoughts. Feel the outline of the standing body. On the next in breath, lift up on the balls of the feet while raising the arms up in this way. Place the hands toward each other, stretch up. Out breath, come back down, arms to the sides. Once more in. Stretch. Out. Feel the air go out as the arms come down. Once more in. Stretch. Out. Close the eyes, keep feeling the body. Head on top, arms at the sides, clothing touching the skin, feet pressing the floor. Feel the increased sensation, clothing touching the outer skin, subtler life force sensations under the skin. Letting your thoughts come and go in the background. Just remember standing, and just mentally watching. Your eyes closed, the body standing and breathing. Next we'll do the side bending. On the in-breath, raise both arms up. Fingers and arms straight, close to your head. Out breath, bend over the right side. Feel the stretch in the side. In-breath, lift up. And the other side, out breath. In-breath, lift up. Again to the right, out breath. In. Out. In. Once more to each side. The out breath, lower the arms. The air go out as the arms come down. Close the eyes, keep feeling the body. Don't let the mind wander. The increased sensations. Feel the outline of the body, head on top, arms at the sides. Clothing touching the skin, feet pressing the floor. Letting go of your thoughts. Just remember standing, standing, standing. Okay, next we'll do squatting or knee bending. On the next in breath, you can lift up on the balls of the feet and raise the arms up front for balance. On the out breath, bend the knees and lower down, balancing on the balls of the feet. Come down as far as you can into a squatting position. And take a deep breath, feel the muscles in the legs pushing the body up. On the toes. And then out breath. In. Out. In. Out breath. Relax. Close the eyes. Feel the increased heartbeat. Other sensations. You're breathing. Over the outline of the body in the mind's eye. Standing, standing. As you feel the pulsations in the hands and fingers. Clothing touching the skin, arms. Okay, now spread your feet apart, about 3 feet. Pull the arms out to the sides, do the twisting from right to left. Breathe in. On the out breath, twist to the right. Let your feet turn with the body. Keep your eyes focused on the hand going back. In breath, come back to the front. And let the feet turn with the body. The other side, out breath. In breath. And to the right, out breath. And the sensation is in breath. Out. Once more to each side. Come back to the front, lower the arms, relax. And sensations in the shoulders, hands and fingers, each foot pressing the floor, clothing touching the skin. This body exactly as it is, here and now. Present moment, body-centered awareness. Just a new middle path. Talk about next week. Be centered in the body. The present moment. You now place the hands together at the chest. In breath, hands over the head. Out breath, hands to the chest, bend the knees, lower down, and stretching the knees and hips. In breath all the way up. Out. And come down a little more. In. Out. In. Out. Feeling the whole body, the outline of the body, each foot pressing the floor, hands hanging at the sides, clothing touching the skin, head balanced on top, eyes in the socket. All those different places make up the outline of the body. Body is a perception created in the mind because of all the sensation. It's part of the right understanding. We now will do the forward and backward bending. Keep the hands touching the front of your legs. Breathe in. On the out breath, bend forward, keep the head lifted up. Let the hands slide down up to your kneecaps. First time to keep the arms and legs straight, try to flatten the spine. In breath, lift up. Move the hands under the buttocks for support and gently bend back on the out breath. Keep your eyes open. Lift the ceiling. In breath, carefully lift up. You were really shaking. In the next out breath, bend forward. Let the hands come below your knees. So keep the head lifted up, legs straight. Feel the extra stretch in the muscles in the back of the leg. Flatten the spine. In breath, lift up. In the back bend, be careful. In breath, lift up. Third time, let the hands come down as far as you can towards your ankles or feet. Hold on there longer. And keep the legs straight, let the little bones in the lower spine stretch out. Just feel all those sensations. In breath, lift up. Once more, the back bends, be careful. In breath, lift up. On the out breath, relax the shoulders, close the eyes, and feel each foot pressing the floor, the outline of the body, some shaking maybe. Due to the activated life force energy, cause the body's some inner shaking. And feel that outline, the body. And now bring your feet back together. Yes. One last exercise, turning the head from right to left. Keep the chin level with the floor. In the in-breath, turn the head to the right. Get a stiff neck, just be careful. Don't look over your right shoulder. In the out breath, turn the head all the way back to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Concentrate into the neck vertebrae. Imagine a few of them are sitting up, in breath back to the right. Try not to turn your shoulders, just pivoting the head on neck vertebrae. Out breath left. In breath right. On the in-breath, let the head stop in the center, keep the eyes closed, feel the outline of the body, feel that aliveness of the body, the activated life force, cellular vibrations, cells haven't been charged up with the breathing and the stretching. Get that oxygenated blood out, bathe all the cells of the body, life force, awareness. Okay. So now just mindfully come back to your seats, get ready for the sitting. Okay, friends, get comfortable in your sitting posture. Align your head and spine in a straight line. Try to feel the outline of the sitting posture in the mind's eye. And begin some deep, slow breathing as you did during the yoga session. I'm going to start this meditation by chanting Namo Buddhaya, referring to the inner wisdom deep within our mind. Just let those sound vibrations help to relax your body and mind and to the present moment, sitting and breathing. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya. Keep feeling the body. Tune into the breathing within the body, expanding and contracting sensation. And continue doing the deep breathing if it helps you to concentrate, or just let the breathing be take its own natural course, shorter breaths. Try to feel the clothing touching the skin of the abdomen, rib cage, or chest as it expands and contracts. Let's develop a better concentration. We're counting our breaths from 1 to 10. I'll do the counting for you. Just try to follow that with your breathing and concentration. So with the next expanding in breath, mentally count to 1. Hold the breath a second. With the contracting out breath, also count to 1. Feel the last bit of air go out. The next in breath, 2. Out breath, 2. In 3. Out 3. In 4. Out 4. In 5. Out 5. In 6. Out 6. In 7. Out 7. In 8. Out 8. In 9. Out 9. In 10. Out 10. Now as the breath goes out, don't try to control the breath any longer. Just continue to feel it. Keep your attention focused on the subtler expanding and contracting sensations. Especially to feel the clothing rubbing against the skin of the abdomen, stomach, rib cage, or chest. It just naturally expands and contracts. Although if it helps you to concentrate, you can do slightly deeper breathing to help feel it easier. Try to hold that outline of the sitting body in the mind's eye. Feel that breathing within the larger sitting body. You can use these mental reminders to help stay focused. In sitting, out, sitting, just over and over and over again. The ongoing, continuous, present moment of this breathing body. In sitting, out, sitting, breath by breath, moment by moment, just letting your thoughts come and go in the back of the mind. Just keeping this breathing body in the front of the awareness. Like you are looking into a mirror, just watching the body sitting and breathing. Just try to tune in to the beginning, the middle, and the end of the in-breath. The brief pause. The beginning, the middle, and end of the out-breath. The brief pause. Feel as though being a scientist looking down through a microscope, observing an experiment, observing this experiment of breathing in, sitting, breathing out, sitting. Feeling all the different subtle sensations. At the same time, be alert for thoughts trying to sneak in, to steal your attention away. Keep letting go of the thought. Breathing in, sitting. Breathing out, sitting. This breathing body is the natural connection to the present moment awareness. which is the middle path of the mind, being centered in the present moment. Letting go of the past and future. With each out breath, just allowing the body and mind to relax more and more into the present moment, feeling more and subtler sensations in the breathing body. Breathing is always there in the center of the body, but all around it other sensations can be noticed coming and going. Clothing touching the skin, itchy, prickly sensation. Any little aches or pains or itches. In the pauses between the breaths, check your posture. Keep the chin lifted up level with the floor. Relax the face muscles, shoulders. You catch yourself lost in thoughts, recognize it as lost. Take a deep, slow breath. Bring the mind back into the body. Back to in, sitting. Out, sitting. Take a few more deep, slow breaths to help stay awake, centered in the body. The more of the body and breathing you can feel and notice, the less chance for your mind to get carried away in other thoughts. Breathing in, letting go of the past and future. Breathing out, sitting here and now. Breath by breath, moment by moment. Turning up the power of the mental microscope to notice more and subtler sensations coming and going in this breathing body. From time to time, take a few three-part breaths, deep, slow breaths. Help keep the mind centered, awake in the breathing body, feeling more and subtler sensations, being aware of the subtle stream of thoughts moving through the back of the mind, waiting for a chance to dart in, steal your mind away. When any pains arise or get stronger, just be aware how they pull the mind. Just create a mental space for those sensations just to well up, move around, change. Constantly changing, coming and going. Be aware of the urges to move. Relax the body, relax the mind. Breathing in, sitting. Breathing out, sitting. So many different sensations coming and going, arising, vanishing. Sounds come and go. Perceptions, thoughts come and go. Pleasure or pain come and go. Thoughts of I, me, or mine come and go. These are all just a continuous stream of the five aggregates, coming and going, arising, vanishing, under the power of past accumulated karma. They're just coming and going to this breathing body awareness. It's the right understanding. Just listening or observing this constant flow of impermanence through the body and mind. That's the vision, the knowledge. Vision arose, knowledge arose, wisdom arises. If you have a good sense of detachment, this flow of impermanence, you just become like an empty house, nobody home. To answer the call, knocking on the doors and windows. There's a sensitive microphone in the house that knows, that cannot react. It's the natural present moment, body-centered awareness. Dukkha patacani dukkha bhaya patacani bhaya sukha patacani sukha Ontu sabbe pipanino. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. In this way, may all beings live with mindfulness and wisdom. Thus spoke the Buddha. Now mindfully place your hands at the edge of your knees. Take another deep, slow breath as you breathe in. Stretch your head back, pull the hands against your knees to arch the spine backwards. Let out the breath. On the in-breath, lift the head up, and on the out-breath, press the chin to the top of the chest to stretch the neck vertebrae. Lift the chin up level on an in-breath. Relax on the out-breath. Put a smile on your face. Okay, friends. So I hope you're able to get some insights during that meditation into your body and mind. Develop some body-centered awareness. Because everything comes from that. Okay, so during the week, don't forget, do the M&Ms, minutes of mindfulness. Mindfulness a day keeps dukkha away. It's doing those mindfulness, minutes of mindfulness throughout the day. Just to keep the mind mindful enough to avoid unnecessary self-created sufferings. Okay? So next week we'll continue to explore the middle path, especially in terms of the mind finding the middle path. Okay? So be well, be safe, be mindful, be wise, and hope we see you again next week.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bhante.
Welcome.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya, Bhante.
Namo Buddhaya, yes. And the Buddhaya is that middle path consciousness within our mind, the inner wisdom